Yeah.
Also, which is a big kink. Such a primal whore.
Welcome to Sex and the Solo Girl. Join your host, her inner circle, and expert guests weekly for chats about dating, secure attachment, the solo lifestyle, doing relationships differently, and of course, sex. And here's your host, Janice Formichella.
Thanks.
Let's get kinky, everybody. This is truly me fulfilling my most basic goals with Sex and the Solo Girl. And that is, or was, is, and that it was to make it a lot spicier than breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. I'm doing both and loving it. But this is exactly what I wanted to do with this show. And this is exactly who I want to do the episode with. Welcome back to the podcast, my very good friend, Jessie Maree.
Hello. I'm so glad to be back.
And
It's like,
also one of the most openly kinky people I know. I mean, I talk about my preferences in sex a lot too. Like so much so that I've seen a lot of people just like deer in
yeah,
headlights when
yeah.
I've started talking so casually
Often
about it.
my life. But I'm like, I'm not gonna hide this. Like, it's who I am, and I can understand. Like, some people don't have that opportunity because of work and such, and like family and whatever, so they
Hmm.
can't be as open as maybe we can because we run our own lives.
Yes,
We're our own
single. Wait,
bosses.
we're not single, but
Well,
um, independent, living alone,
independent.
childless
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm not
And
single.
also not working for like the
The
man,
man.
the quote unquote, the patriarchy.
I am
Kinky.
so excited. And it is 4 p.m. in Denver and the holidays. So I'm having some wine. So we'll see if that
Yeah.
affects the conversation. If anybody would like to hear me on the air, very drunk, please go and listen to the When Harry Met Sally roast. It was 2 parts and we did it with cocktails. And so,
Oh my
I
God.
mean, I had to kind of push myself. I feel a little vulnerable that I published it. But so the first half is me talking normal, and the second half is
As you're
me.
getting more plastered.
Yes, and it is noticeable, and it's kind of
Oh.
funny. Like, it stars Billy Crystal, and at the end, I started referring to him instead of Billy Crystal as Neil Diamond. Like it's just it's so.
Okay.
If you want to laugh and you want
Okay.
to hear me drunk, anyways, let's talk about kinky. Why did you want to do this episode?
Because why not? It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yes.
And I think it's important. Like, I'm very much on my mission with like what I do is to create safe spaces for people to explore that, so that like they're not in danger of, because let's get real, some of the stuff you do is very dangerous,
It can be.
and
There are
let's do it in a
risks
way that,
involved because they're
yes, yeah, right.
intense. Yes. Mm.
Yes, there are always risks involved with this kind of stuff, like a lot of the more edge play, which we can get into a bit later.
Yeah.
There are risks and dangers, right? So I want people to be able to explore this stuff safely, and have a good time doing it. So I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's stop making it taboo and having people guess about it, and like just open up.
This is fantastic, and you're absolutely right. I want to do it because I like talking about sex. I am not as like
Oh,
public
fuck yeah.
as you. I don't go to clubs or I'm not in groups. I'm not even on FetLife anymore. But
What?
I just don't have time.
You don't have to be.
No.
Like, some people don't play publicly. Like, I sometimes play publicly, but again, a lot of my play is private, behind the
Yeah,
closed
same.
doors, because a
And
lot of the
I
stuff
do
I'm
get
in,
kinky in private. I do
yeah,
get kinky in
a lot of
private.
the stuff I'm into can't really do at a club. So, well, yeah,
Yeah.
without.
She is right, you guys. She is down. My God, I can't wait to talk about some of your stuff. And just a quick story as far as, I mean, I am not vanilla, but I remember one time we were talking and I was telling you about how I had had a scene with someone who used one of those electric shocks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And I
that's
remember,
Violet Wand.
and it's intense but really cool, and it keeps you just like on your edge. And I'd come home from the scene, and I don't even know what I was thinking now, knowing more about you. But I was like, I think that I out kinked you, and I told you about it, and you're like, nah, I've been doing that for years.
Oh, babes, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not a contest.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think so. And like everyone's kinks are different, right? And like we'll get there. And I don't want to out kink it. I'm not here to like be like, oh, I'm the kinkiest ever, because I'm not. Definitely not.
I have been in spaces where it was a little like that. Like, oh, we thought you were more kinky than you are. It's been rare for me because when I was in Melbourne, I would go in public and do things. And I remember a conversation once, and I have to say they weren't shaming me, but it bummed me out. But we'll talk about shaming.
I have a couple of stories there because like I went. So firstly, my meta burnt out her friend's violet wand. Like has broken. Like
God.
Yeah. She took it up to the most intense level and it's burnt out now, and he can't get it started again. Like it's fucked. Yeah. This only happened like a couple of weekends ago.
Okay. And metamor meaning her partner's partner. I love that you guys are such good friends.
Oh my God. We talk more than my partner and I. Like her and I have more conversation than I have with him or she has with him, which is great.
I don't know. Part of me wants that and part of me does not right
now.
Oh,
I think we're just very lucky, I think.
Before we talk, we need to lay a foundation for what these things are. A lot of people say a lot of the definitions online when it comes to kink and fetishes, and we are going to talk about the difference, would say basically things that depart from, quote, vanilla sex. And again, I want to also say, and of course, it originally derives from the use of vanilla extract as the basic flavoring for ice cream, and by extension, meaning plain or conventional.
Yeah. I sometimes call people who are like getting into kink hokey pokey.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have that.
Oh, we played it growing up or sang it growing up. You put your left hand in.
So yes, but no, there's a flavor of ice cream in New Zealand.
Oh no, I've never.
Vanilla, and it's got little like honeycomb like bits in it throughout it, so it's like got a little bit of different, like you bite into it and you're like, oh yeah, there's some yummy little bits in there, but so you're like a little bit kinky. So I often call people hokey pokey if they're like stepping into it.
Wow. First of all, I love that honeycomb is so much more popular. Well, I wish it was popular here. It is much more popular in New Zealand and Australia, and I enjoyed that shit.
It's so good.
It is. Ooh. Other than the fact that it's conventional, what are we actually, do you think, talking about? Like what's conventional?
We're talking about sex now, not ice cream, right?
Yes.
I think, so it is conventional, but it's sort of like what is deemed quote unquote normal sex. So heteronormative.
A lot of what you might see in the movies or on TV.
Yeah, like kissing and like just P and V, so penis and vagina.
Maybe a lot of missionary.
Yeah, a lot of missionary. That's generally when you think of like vanilla at a basic level. I mean, oral can be in there too.
You can get kinky with oral, but so basic. All right.
like real, like, think of like when you're first having sex. And like not all the sex I have is kinky. Like,
so let's talk about that. Because we're both pretty kinky and we both get down pretty hard. But this is not anti-vanilla in any way.
No. And I want to move away. Like kink doesn't have to involve sex, right?
That is.
And vanilla doesn't have to it doesn't have to be sex as such. Like it could just, for me, a lot of my kink is not sexual.
This is not at all saying that kink is better or.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. And that's like, right, a misconception about vanilla sex is it's boring.
Yes,
some people love it. Some people are happy with like.
I orgasm maybe more that way.
Okay. Interesting.
Not always, but because, I know certain positions that I can use. And
the positions that work for you, you may as well use them, right?
Yeah, no, totally.
It doesn't have to be boring, and it's just saying that it's the norm, right? Or like the convention. It's what is considered normal by society.
And not involving some of these things that are very unique. Yeah, so what is kink?
So kink is sort of is basically the slang given to like unusual, abnormal, or deviant sexual practices.
Ooh, or
Again, they don't have
deviant.
to be sexual though, but I
Yeah.
guess
Do I have a kink that's anything but, well, it's sexy but not sexual. So yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna go through a list.
But basically anything that isn't considered quote
Vanilla.
unquote normal. Because what I mean, like what's normal for one person isn't normal for another. And I know now for me, a lot of stuff, I'm like, oh, it's totally normal. And people are like, no, that's really not. And I'm like, oh, you don't do that? Okay.
As somebody who is very privy to the details of your sex life, and some of it is not normal. Jess, you wanted to talk about the difference between a kink and a fetish.
Yeah.
And I think that this is important. I'll let you take the lead on this. I understand, but I know that you can really lay it out for people in layman's terms.
Because some people interuse kink and fetish, right? And I'm not too fussy on it, but if you get the extremists out there, kink is the umbrella term to anything basically that isn't considered normal in terms of sexual practice. So, whereas fetish is a form of sexual desire in which gratification is strongly linked to a particular object or activity or a body part other than the sexual organs. So, like foot fetishes, right? People get off on foot fetishes. What else is a fetish? Latex can be a fetish, but that can also be a kink.
Yeah,
so they can be interchangeable.
My understanding is, and I have heard of this, there's so many examples, like people who have to be humiliated in order to get into it. So it's more that you more or less feel that you need to incorporate it and to get turned on. So for me, I don't know if I have any fetishes necessarily, because I want that dick. That's all I know. Okay, and so these are kink is things that you enjoy, things you get off on, things you fantasize about. And you know what? Whether or not you incorporate them also. I mean, some people have kinks that they talk about and think about, but might not necessarily act out. Just like any sexual fantasy.
Yes. And that's where fantasy comes in, right? Because you're like, you get turned on by the thought of it, not necessarily doing it, because in reality, you wouldn't want that to happen.
Like group sex, for instance, you might enjoy talking about, but not.
That's probably the tame one, for anyone who's been reading smut books lately, reverse harems, which I think are great.
Yeah, that's any type of harem I at least want to think about. I don't know that I want to act out, unless maybe I was the queen bee or the first wife, or like, the one.
Well, that's what a reverse harem is, right?
Oh, I thought maybe you meant
the femme has multiple partners.
No, I'd want to be in charge of the women.
Oh,
like the main, like the queen bee.
Oh,
yeah, like first wife situation. Yeah,
okay. I wonder if that comes from your spiritual upbringing,
from
darling.
my Mormonism.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe me being open to poly as well. I mean, it is in my blood and in my background very, very heavily. I'm only one generation removed from polygamy.
Wow.
So like my great aunt, my dad's aunt was a polygamist in the Mormon church. Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. It is crazy.
Crazy.
I'm loving this already. And we are going to focus on kinks and also mine and Jessie's preferences, which that is another thing I love about this show. And my personality is that I'm out there and it feels so good. And actually, not to harp too much on this, but part of the reason I'm so open is because of leaving the church. Because when I was hiding the fact that I had left from my family and also some of my community members, I was hiding it. Like it was back in the MySpace days, and I would be very, very careful. I mean, I'm a little older than I look, as you know.
I forget that you are.
Yes. And I was friends with some siblings at the time. So I would completely not post anything that might suggest that I wasn't Mormon anymore. Everybody loves this example the most. When my parents would come over, I would hide my coffee machine.
What?
Yes, because we are not allowed to drink coffee. That is against the rules. Did you not know that?
No, I did not know that. And I
Oh,
like
it's a way against the rules. Coffee.
coffee.
I
What's it gonna
know.
do? Send you to hell? Like I'm really naive when it comes to religion because I'm strictly like I'm not and I don't believe in a lot
It's
of
one of the
that. But
stupidest rules that we
like
have.
coffee?
I know. Oh my God. I know. I love the shocked look on her face. And this just goes to show how weird this religion is, no matter what anybody says. And so, yeah. And so then when I
Okay.
left the church, I was so relieved. I just put it all out there. And so now it's been, 20 years or so. And I've just
Hmm.
always been showing everything, especially on social media. I've never hidden. And so that's also one reason I'm so comfortable talking about my
I
kinks.
love that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But a lot
they're
of
all sort
people
of the same.
associate BDSM with kink. So that would be important.
Yes.
Yes, please lay that
Yes.
out for us.
So BDSM. So you've got BD, which is bondage and discipline, S, BD, and then DS, which is dominance and submission, and then SM, which is sadomasochism. It's about control and sensation. All of those.
And I'm really
I was like, you've just
into
simplified
BDSM.
kink. It's control, having control, giving control.
And that's, yeah, I want to
Or
talk about
sensation,
that.
giving and receiving sensation, right? That whether it be impact, whether it be wax, whether it be claws, that's essentially what BDSM boils down to.
This is a great segue because now we're going to talk about some kinks and we're going to interject with some of our kinks. And so I'm just going to put this out there. We talked about how some kinks aren't necessarily sexual. And me and my partner have a kink that is him, like when we go out in public, making decisions for me. He orders my food. So like if we go to a restaurant, one of the things that we play with, which I think people probably raise their eyebrows, is and I'm getting turned on just talking about this.
Yes.
So I'm not kidding. So when we're at a restaurant and they ask what I want, he turns to me and I tell him what I want, and then he does the server, like
Wow.
being submissive. And we've been
Wow.
doing it for a while, and we had talked about it ahead of time, and now it's just almost automatic. He will.
That's
turn to
hot.
me.
That's
Oh
so
God,
fucking
I
hot.
seriously.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I want
Mhm.
I want that. I want a DS like out of the bedroom thing.
Yeah.
And it's because I know why I love it. It's I'm in control of my life all the fucking time. I run my own
Yeah.
business, right? Like you run your own business.
I do.
Sick of making stupid little decisions, and I'm sick of like I just want someone to like take care of me. I've learned recently a lot of things about myself, like how good girl, calling me a good girl is like,
That's one of mine.
oh, didn't realize I had a praise kink.
Yeah, me too. And also, he takes the lead on our date nights, which
Oh.
is somewhat me being submissive, but somewhat just I need that. I don't want to sit there and what do you want to do? What do you want? He will take the lead in a very, very, very caring way.
Yay.
And I wouldn't necessarily call that a kink, but yeah. So we're doing a public thing.
It's outside of the norm, right? So therefore it is not vanilla. And this is what I mean about it doesn't have to be sexual.
And this is, I get turned on, but this is, just also it's something private.
Yeah.
And
but the biggest thing I want to bring in here is he has your consent to do this. This is not him being abusive.
Very much. So let's talk about age play / being praised / being the good girl, because this has been one of mine.
Those are different.
Okay. All right. So let's. Okay.
Age play is different to praise kinks. No, you can keep that in.
Okay. So let's talk about age play. Let's get this out of the way. I think that this is either unknown to some people or misunderstood, but people are hella into this. I kind of used to be, and now I'm more into like the princess being praised more than being the little girl.
It kind of
Jess,
falls into the
Okay, so can you talk about princess, little girl, kinks?
So like daddy dom, little girl dynamics, right? It's again, there is a range of how extreme these go. Like Some people just want that daddy dom figure who takes care of them, like looks after them, calls them a good girl, makes sure they have everything that they need. And I realizing I'm kind of into that, like pleasure doms and daddy doms. I'm kind of like, I'm here for this.
Instead of daddy, which I used to always want to use, we use king and princess.
That's kind of cute. So
Yeah.
again, it's just another variation, right? Is like you're looking after, he's being of like just making sure that you're taken care of. Call that daddy little girl, call that king princess.
Very similar.
They're same but different. Whereas age play, people can regress. So some people have their little, some people have their middle, and then and they're different age ranges. And a lot of the time, like your little is really young. Some people
Acting young or
yes,
actually
yeah.
young?
No,
Okay,
like
thank you.
acting
No, I
young.
really
so this
want
could be
to.
like this
I
could
really
be a
want to make sure.
50-year-old woman. This could be a
Yes.
50-year-old woman or man, or non-binary. This could be a 50-year-old human who acts like they are 4, right? So they speak in goo goo gaga. They have tantrum. They like to do silly things, like not silly things. I love coloring in books, but they like to do that kind of stuff, right? Like they just like to the joy of being young again, and the joy of being innocent. I think is a big thing because as you get older, there's all these pressures and stress and rah rah rah, and sometimes it's just nice, I think, to escape and to have someone take care of you and you to be able to do these cutesy little things that maybe you don't have time for anymore.
Yeah, that's one. Oh,
And again, it's that
wonderful.
care thing, right? And for a long time, it confronted me because I can't stand baby talk. And I'm also about consent, right? So, like, just because you're age playing with your partner at a play party, you can't go around doing that to other people. Like, you can't interact with them and in that space because you haven't got their consent to act like that, right? And that's why I didn't like being called a brat for the longest of times because, again, it was a consent thing. It was like, brat's just brat to everyone unconsensually and it's not any fun. And I'm like, no, I only do it to the people that I have permission from or have consent from.
Thank you.
Whereas like normally, like to other people, I have a normal conversation with them. I'm not going to be a brat to them.
Or
That's
baby.
counterintuitive,
Okay.
right? But yeah, so there's like the dynamic, but then there's the actual age regression. And then you've got your middle, and your middle's more like your teenager. So again, and it's just as long as it's spoken about and you and the other party agree, have fun, explore it. It's one of the ones I don't really know a lot about because it's not something that I enjoy
If
to
there's
that
someone out
extent.
there wants to talk about age play,
Yeah.
please hit me up. All right, so that's a fun and also a kind of an obvious kink, age play. So I'm gonna go. Well, that's what I thought right away was age play.
Okay.
All right, so you know
See,
what?
I think everyone generally like the first kink is bondage and discipline, right? So spanking.
Let's talk about bondage. That was
rope.
second on my list.
Yeah, age play I would think would come later down the list for me personally,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not everyone, right? Like I would think when people like the general public, let's say, has seen 50 Shades of Grey, you're looking at being restrained and being hit.
Okay,
That's
so
what people
I know
generally
that you and I are into both things, so we can speak to this.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. So we're being restrained and hit. I don't really like because I think that just has a really negative connotation for people
Impact.
who aren't aware of this. So yeah, paddled,
I feel
spanked,
impact. Yeah.
impact play. Do you want to speak to this? I've been into shibari for years.
Oh,
My
I love
partner is
shibari.
learning to tie. I'm getting hot just
amazing.
thinking about it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So what is restraints? What is shibari? There's
Okay.
various ways to do restraints.
Yeah. So shibari is the Japanese art of rope tying, for those who don't know, which is bondage with rope. A lot of people who get into it have backgrounds in sailing or rock climbing. Because
Or
what do
maybe
you do
Boy
in those
Scouting.
two? Boy Scouts, basically.
Okay.
But it's, for me, I can't speak as a top because I get nothing from it. And I know the basics, but like only on myself,
I'd
really.
be so bored if I was tying up someone.
But I have someone that I play with who loves it. Who loves, but
okay.
he's a sadist though, so I like, oh. But I like it because it's that, again, it's that sense of letting someone else have control and knowing that I'm safe enough to be able to just let go. So with shibari or like, yeah, rope bondage, There's a couple of ways you can do it. Like there's like pleasure and softness and stuff, or you can do it in a torturous way. Both are fun. Both do different things.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess I've
by
done both.
torturous, I mean like torsions, like moving them, or like there's like a leg thing you can do, and if you twist the rope, like the knots get into the leg. It's okay.
But no, it's just important that torture doesn't necessarily mean that you are being tortured.
No,
I
no,
mean,
you're not
it's
being
different
tortured. It's
technique.
just
Okay,
it's more
no.
of it's a different technique to say like a more floaty rope space, which is like sensual and nice, and like they've got very different energies, but they're both very enjoyable, or maybe not for other people.
I
And
have been suspended, which is one part of shibari,
Yeah.
I only have once, but I was very high up in the air with a lot of people watching, and it was a really
Ooh.
cool experience. Yeah, I was at a kink club in Melbourne.
Oh, I haven't been suspended in forever, not properly
Well,
because of my
same,
injuries.
but it's really amazing. The rope
Yeah.
feels really good. Everybody stay in this space or keep your eyes on this space because I will do a Shibari episode. Do you want to say
No.
anything more about impact? Which again is my thing. I love a good paddle, especially.
Yeah.
Can you say
I think
it just feels good is how it is for me. That's why it's
Yeah.
my kink.
Oh no, I love it. But it has to be done in a way that I enjoy it. So I went to an impact workshop run by someone that I play with and have played with for years, and he's like one of the top impact tops in Auckland. I would
so
consider him one of
turned
those.
on
Okay.
to see my partner running a workshop.
Oh, he is so lovely. He's such a sweet. We've got such a good friendship. Like I've house sat for him. We've played for years. Like he's always topped me. I've never topped him until our most recent play session. So I went to this workshop. I learnt heaps, right? I was bottoming for my partner because I wanted him to learn properly. So that, because he just hits hard real fast. And I'm like, no, fucker, no. I can take a lot of impact, but if you do it like that, I'm not going to.
Yep.
But impact is great if you get it right. And basically it's to do with the chemicals in your head. The workshop was a whole day workshop on impact, right? So like not just learning, but also like the physiological, like what happens in your body when you get hit, like getting past the adrenaline, getting the cortisol, getting the cannabinoids. I don't know how to say that. You can put that in. I don't care.
Cannabinoids. Okay.
Cannabinoids.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. The
okay.
things that comes from when you smoke the weed and you smoke the weed. A chemical reaction, okay? There's some evidence of a chemical reaction that can take it from the adrenaline and want to get away from it to it being pleasurable.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
It can be, yes. And if done incorrectly or done in a way that doesn't let you become pleasurable, it stays at the ouchie and it stays at the get me the fuck out of here. And that's all to do with how it's done. Again, there's areas you hit and don't hit, like don't hit anywhere where there's kidneys or the spine or what was it again?
I'm all about the ass.
Yeah,
I have
you stick to the
practiced
ass.
other places, but
Stick to the ass. And not the tailbone. Stay away from the tailbone. You know, the things you don't want to break things. You don't want to break your human.
The fleshy.
Yeah,
part
keep
of
to the
it.
fleshy areas. But basically, so I'd gone to this workshop and he's a switch. So he actually started out as a bottom. When he wanted to learn, he then learned like on him, right? With a dominatrix, like a professional dom. And now he switches, but he hasn't had anyone to play with. He hasn't had anyone to top him in so long because he's so fucking good and everyone's terrified of topping him. But I was like, fuck it, he's leaving the country for 2 years to go traveling with his partner. And so we did. We had a session and it was like a whole day. And basically I had a session, like he topped me. Then we went out and had lunch and came back. And then I topped him and it was so much fun.
I'm really loving this.
So much fun.
You always teach me things. All right, so let's go into some maybe other ones. I just think that this is fun to talk about. Go ahead. What is Auralism?
I do know what Auralism is.
With an A. It's AURALISM.
It's all about the listening.
Yes.
ASMR is a huge thing, guys. Like,
okay, so
ASMR. There is an app called Quinn.
Quinn.
Now, if you're Quinn,
with a Q.
Quinn. Yeah. If you are into listening to men growl or women be sexy,
I used to subscribe to Quinn.
It is. Yeah, I used to. I not at the moment, but I have someone I'm talking to who does make spicy content. And the growl.
Oh.
Ooh, audiobooks. Often the smut audiobooks do real, like,
There are so many audio porn, audio erotica
yeah.
apps out there.
And
And I
that's,
will
yeah.
say it works for a lot of women because some of it's story based, some of it is just
Yes.
sounds. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a good story based. I also love
Yeah.
just sounds. Like it's just, I don't know about, I can't speak, obviously I can't speak to the male bodied humans because I'm not one. A lot of the femme body humans I know love it. It just
Yeah, it's
tickles
supposed to
our
be.
like insides in the right way.
This is leading into another kink, which is also one of mine. And maybe this isn't too kinky, but dirty talk can be a kink for some people. Some people don't like it and are not comfortable with it. And some people get really into it. And I am definitely on that.
You're into it.
Yes.
I think you're more into it than I am.
Okay, cool.
There's a level of dirty talk. There's a level of dirty talk and degradation that I'm okay with. So humiliation and degradation and like other common kinks. Dirty talk falls under degradation because you're like slut and whore and you're just a
Okay,
hoe.
we're not going there, but we're being very graphic with each other and very much expressing needs verbally.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's fine. There's degradation, which then crosses a line that I'm not comfortable with personally
Same, but
for
some
me.
people are in
But some people
it.
thrive on it. I have a friend who loves to be degraded, loves it, gets off on it, and I'm like, awesome, good on you, babes. Not for me. You know, and like I've seen that, and that falls like humiliation then falls into that as well, I find, which again, I don't mind a little bit. There's a line for me just because of my own personal boundaries of my own self-worth. So, and I think something that's really important for me to say around exploring kink and BDSM is be aware of what your triggers are and what your activations are and what you are comfortable with. Because there are zones of like it's going to go too far and you need to be able to know and give boundaries on that because that's the biggest thing is boundaries and consent, right? And communication. Without those three, don't.
Yeah. I had a partner again in Australia who wanted to use some of that language, and this was a contractual agreement. And so in the beginning, he went through like certain things that I would want to hear or want to be called, and I drew a firm boundary at some of the degrading words.
And sometimes they say it in the heat of the moment, and you just have to say not that.
Sure.
I've had to put a hand over someone's mouth before because I like short sentence. I don't want you to go into the in-depth of the psychological, like one of my play partners likes to get quite deep sometimes. And I'm like, no, surface level. We can talk about why I like this so much later. But
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, like don't pull me out of my headspace. Like I want to keep in this headspace. And if you keep going deep, it's going to pull me out.
So let's talk, Jess. I think that we can both speak to this. This is another one of mine, which is either choking or being held down by that area. I get so excited about this. And for me, it definitely goes back to my kink for being dominated. I mean, that's pretty domineering. That's pretty submissive.
I find that very submissive and very primal. Also, which is a big kink. I'm such a primal whore. But I think with choking versus being pinned down, because you can be pinned down by your shoulders, right, and not your neck. Choking can be very dangerous. This is what I want to talk about with like do things carefully, because if you push on that front part of the neck, right, you will crush something in there and do some serious damage to someone, and they won't be able to breathe.
Yeah, and it's can be really uncomfortable.
Yes.
So,
however, if you come in from the sides, and if your hand's not wide enough, you can use both hands. There are I think it's blood vessels or something down the side. I can't remember technically. But come in and squeeze. So you're not actually pushing anything on here, but pushing on the sides cuts the blood off, which stimulates the same as like not being able to breathe. It cuts the blood flow off to your brain and can be very euphoric when the blood rushes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not actually cutting off like the airflow completely or crushing anything. You're staying well away of the airflow. And you're just squeezing.
So let's recommend that people start slow.
Oh
with
my God, that's not one
choking.
you start with. Yeah.
No. So, and then maybe do some research and ease into this. I will say it can be amazing and
It
add
can
a lot,
be,
but
yeah. And have
let's
safe
be
words.
safe. Yeah.
Let's have
Yep.
safe words. And if you and non-verbal safe words, right? But basically, a non-verbal communication, like a non-verbal word, consent, read. What are we doing? Non-verbal safe word.
Non-verbal safe
Non-verbal
signal.
safe word or signal. You could leave keys or something in someone's hand so that they can drop it if they've had enough, or like a squeaky toy. So if they squeeze,
Oh,
if they squeak it a couple of
brilliant.
times, or I like a double tap if your hands are free, right? Like if your hands are, if your hands are bound, usually a squeaker or something to drop is good because you can't double tap
Very
anything,
cool.
right?
I never thought of that.
Yeah, you need to have non-verbal communication as well because regardless if you got a gag in or you got no non-verbal when you hit subspace or whatever, you need to be able to communicate.
And maybe I just haven't gotten that far with it, but definitely. Oh, I'm going there. That is awesome. All right, so we have choking. Let's talk about cuckolding. And then we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we have a bunch more to get into. I just find this interesting. I don't know. And you know what? I did the podcast partially for myself. So cuckolding, meaning that you watch someone else be intimate with your partner. Am I correct, Jess? Okay.
Pretty much. Okay. Yeah, so there's cuckolding, hot wife, the bull, and so there's the within cuckolding dynamics. There is the cuckold, which is the person watching, which and then you've got your bull. So if we're talking heteronormative, so man, woman, man. So they're a married couple. So I'm just trying to like do this in the easiest way possible. So say it's a married couple, right? And the man wants to get off watching his wife having sex with another dude in that dynamic, right? The husband then becomes the cuckold. The wife becomes a hot wife, and the dude doing the banging is called a bull.
A bull. B-O-W-L?
Yeah.
Oh, B-U-L-L?
B-O-U-L. Yeah, B-U-L-L,
Okay.
like a bull.
B-O, like a bull.
No, B-U,
the animal.
B-U-L-L, like the
Okay,
animal.
sorry, this is the accent.
It's my accent,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I do it too. You know, my Aussie friends can't even understand me sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the person fucking or being intimate with the wife is called a bull. B-U-L-L. I didn't know
like
that.
the animal. I know. Isn't it fun? And I have not entered any of these before. I do not understand
really my
it.
thing.
It's not my thing. It's because I don't have a part like I don't have that dynamic. It's not something. But I know one of my partners has a partner overseas where he is the bull and she is the hot wife.
I'm glad that we're talking about this particular thing because we had a long talk on our anniversary about this because I'm poly and a lot of poly/swingers. I get the impression that they think that this sharing your partner or doing hot wife is a very, very evolved way to connect with your partner. And my partner has done it in the past, and it's not something that interests me. And in my mind, I am thinking to myself, and actually we've talked about this, what's holding me back from wanting this? And none of these practices or activities are more evolved than the other.
No,
and he
you don't have to
reminded
want
me
it.
of that. And you don't have to do anything.
No.
This doesn't make you
No.
more of anything to lean into your, go outside your comfort zone, lean into it. There might be something to be said for that, but you don't need to go there.
Yes, and right, like there's something to be said to be leaning into your discomfort. But if there's something that doesn't interest you at all, I mean, you could, but there are ways of doing this, right? So there is a way of, it's Betty Dodson's Wheel of Consent, and she talks to,
I read it this year.
like giving and receiving. But there's like a way of like, maybe you don't enjoy it, but they do, and you're willing to do the thing for them.
Okay. This is a good conversation as well.
But just because you're not into it doesn't mean you have to. And you could give it a go, right? Like you could give it a go and it not be your thing. And you'd be like, hey, I didn't really enjoy that. Like, how can we facilitate this? And I think I'm talking more for like monogamous people. How can we facilitate that this works for us? And that's, I think, how swinging happens a lot of the time, because I feel like swingers tend to be more monogamous, like they're married and they go
This
and
is
have
true.
sex with other
Yeah.
people, but there's no emotional connection to the other people that they
A lot,
generally,
yeah.
I'm just generalizing here.
I mean, a lot of people will say I'm a swinger, but I'm not poly. Like
Yeah.
there are two separate things
Yes,
for a
they're
lot
very
of
different.
people. Not
They're very
everyone.
different things,
Mhm.
which is why the umbrella term, which again we're getting off topic, is non-monogamy is the umbrella term. Polyam is not. Like polyam falls under that.
Yeah, and which
Because you have swingers.
we've done an episode on different types of non-monogamy, and I will link in the show notes. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's take a really quick commercial break. We've actually got a lot more to talk about. So everybody come back. Thank you for listening to a quick commercial about my current offerings. A lot of you know that I am a breakup coach, but did you also know that I work one-on-one with singles to maximize their solo chapter of life? My program, Single and Secure, offers customized packages that include things like becoming securely attached, visualization and manifestation for the future, learning to embrace and love your single life, getting ready to date again, self-pleasure, preparing for your next relationship. Let's have a chat to talk about how Single and Secure can add fun and power to your life. Schedule your free intro call using the link at the top of my show notes. Welcome back, everybody. We are having so much fun talking about our kinks. We are being really open with the world. Do you know about this one? Okay, I can't wait to get there.
This one, there's one that I was reading up on. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Please continue.
So really quickly, because we actually already touched on this, electrostimulation can be very, very exciting. It's where you have little electric or maybe big electric shocks. There are many toys out there. I've got a really mini one that actually you have in your hand that it's a very minor shocks, and then all the way up to really major ones. And it's exciting, it's intense. And some people really
they can go internal as well. So I know a pro dom.
Never done that.
I know. I've got a pro dom here who in New Zealand that's a friend of mine, and she does it for men. So she puts a sounding rod in and then it attaches it to an electro unit, and it so you can do it internally as well, not just on the surface.
I feel like I want to try this.
Yeah, no, kind of keen, right? Like, kind of just want to like give it a go.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, haven't.
I, for some reason, never thought of doing it internally.
Yeah.
And this brings up another kink that we have no way to really talk about, but that is urethral sounding. Which again, we can't speak to, but that is putting objects.
You actually can sound a woman. I have found out.
Okay, so what is sounding, and wow, how do you sound a woman?
Well, it's the same process. You put it down the hole. That's the wee comes out. The wee comes out.
Imagine.
So sounding is rods of different sizes that go down generally on men, right? People with penises, should I say? And generally, it goes down the hole.
The urethra.
Because they've only got one. Yeah, the urethra. They've only got one hole. They don't have like 3 like us. 2 like us. Never mind, because we're not talking about the back door.
Right. They've got one of those too.
Some people. So I've got a friend who said he swore he'd never give it a go, never. And then he tried it and he was into it. And I'm like, well, okay. I can't speak to it because I don't know how it feels. I don't know. I know there is a person in Auckland on FET who it's his thing, like his whole profile, and his like I've seen him over the years, like, and he's probably around my age. Like he's not, he's probably like late 20s, early 30s now. And it's insane. Like the splitting of his dick, like the head of like this hole is huge now. And I'm like, cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, so my cute story. I mean, I kind of just started learning about this because you're gonna laugh. So my partner and I went to a sex shop a few weeks ago, and we were looking at the butt plugs, and we came across a urethral sound instrument. And it's thin because the urethra is small. Yeah. And I looked at it and I didn't know what it was. And I thought they were butt plugs. And I go, that is not safe because it was so thin. And he's like, look a little closer. And I'm like, urethral sounding? Because I just never imagined. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, read
Yeah.
it again. And I'm urethral sounding. And my eyes are like,
Yeah.
what? And then he was
Yeah.
really cute because we just couldn't get it out of our heads. And we kept on talking about it as we were driving home. And he's like, I will not kink shame, but I will kink ask
No,
questions all night.
I am here for asking questions, healthily with no judgment,
I'm
right?
more
We don't,
curious.
yeah, you don't yuck someone else's yum. I think
Yeah,
it's
let's just talk
fascinating.
about that. Mhm.
Right? I think it's fascinating some of these kinks that people have because I'm like, but why? Like not in a judgmental way, but like what made you go, I want to give that a go and then know that you were turned on, like, and then be turned on by it. Like, but that could be
And
said
how
about
does it
anyone. Like someone
feel?
could go to me and be like, why do you do that? Like, what? But I'm here for asking the questions and getting knowledge as long as it's in a way that is respectful
I
to the
mean,
people who do enjoy it, right?
well, I mean, speaking of which, are you comfortable talking about some of your anal kinks?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
she is.
I'm a
We did an
fucking
entire episode about it. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's anal, kind of normal, and then there's anal Jessie style. So, what are you
And I would
comfortable?
like to put out that I'm quite tame, okay?
Okay. All right. So, talk to
Comparatively
us.
to a
Okay.
lot of people. Um, see, I don't find anal kinky. I'm like, it's anal. But a
But
lot
with
of
like
people
the
would class it.
instruments,
Well, yeah, in general, I'm like anal sex isn't kinky, but
I don't think anal sex with the P and the A, but you're using instruments that I'm not even sure I was ever
and
aware of. And that's
oh,
still
okay.
normal to you?
Yeah, I think I like, but again, this is what I mean. Like your idea of normal, quote unquote, normal changes over
Vanilla.
time.
Okay.
And vanilla changes over time. I wouldn't call it vanilla, but I don't think it's kinky. Because I mean, look at how
Okay.
many gay men how like anal's been around for forever. So how is that kinky? Because that's normal for gay men.
But the instrument that you showed me the other day is not vanilla.
Okay. Okay. So that goes into I'm really into like I want to be fisted.
And that's what you guys are working towards with that?
Slowly, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
what is
stretching
the
and gaping.
instrument? I mean, I guess
There
yeah,
are many
I
instruments. I have to fix it actually because I broke it. An inflatable one plug. So you put the plug in, and it's like a silicon. No, I don't think it's silicon. I don't know. I can't
I bet
remember.
it is. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, I can't remember.
Okay.
No, because silicon and silicon lube together don't work.
Okay.
Would destroy the toy.
Right.
High grade rubber or something because it stretches with like, and it's got basically you've got a pump on it. So you know when you go to the doctors and you get the arm to do the
Yeah.
blood pressure and they pump it up like old school, not with the machines, but the old school pumpy ones. It's got that essentially attached to this plug that goes up your butt, and you can pump it up and stretch it.
If that's not kinky, I don't know what is, but totally, again, such a good example
Okay.
of.
But then you've got butt plugs. So you've got your butt plugs of different sizes. And then you've got the one that I sent you the other day, which is, again, it's just a stretcher. So it's a butt plug, but it can stretch and you can open it wider and wider, slowly and slowly. I did not know that I was such an anal whore until I knew, which
Yeah.
again is
Okay.
like, you don't know these things until you try. And, the person that I play with, that to do this with primarily at the moment, we were in a relationship for 3
Yeah, I really
4
love that
years.
about you guys. Mhm.
We didn't really explore it when we were together. We did, but not as much as we do now, right? Like, because I think I opened the door for him accepting that it was okay to enjoy anal and not be quote unquote gay.
Yeah,
Because,
and
like,
we definitely deconstructed that in the Anal
Yeah.
Sex Chronicles.
right?
So please.
And that to be taboo. And I was like, it's fine. It's totally healthy and natural, and you're allowed to do these and enjoy doing the thing. Giving. And he has gone off on a fucking like he tells me all of the stuff. He gives all the research to me to read. I'm like, oh sweet, awesome. I didn't have to go searching for that.
Yeah,
Um,
awesome. And we're gonna talk
gives
about
me
doing a little
the
bit of research. Go
yeah.
him. I know his name.
I know.
Go
Yeah, I don't want to out him. I don't want to out
No,
him.
no,
So
no,
like,
mm, mm.
yeah.
Okay, just go
he-
him. I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take
go
that.
him. He honestly, I get walls of text or links to porn or like, but they're really good. And like, he sent me on Reddit channels. Like, he's got all of the information and like, and how to do it so that like you're clear So you don't have any, because I think the biggest fear for a lot of people is feces.
Yeah, and we gave actual instruction
Hmm.
on that
Oh,
episode. I
there's
really
more.
recommend it.
Yeah, there's more intense ways. There's more. There's other ways as well, like that leave it for longer, and that's what anal porn stars usually do. Femmes, I think that's what he's given me the information on. Which is like, yeah, it's interesting. It's just bizarre. I'm like, okay, cool, I love it, and I'm here for it. And I'm like, give me. And I probably say this all the time now. I'm like, my top, like, if I'm gonna go top three, how I would rate the different types of P and V or P and I would go anal, oral,
Oh,
vaginal,
God.
vaginal, vaginal. Like because I've got health issues like
Right. Okay. Yeah,
chronic
that's
pain of
so
the vulva,
cool.
right?
Mhm.
Anal's up there. I would like give up P and V. If I did choose one or the other, I know which one I'm choosing.
Wow, that is fascinating. And we're not going to talk about oral sex today, but we are going to be doing an episode on that. So
Yeah.
everybody, seriously, 2025 is going to be nuts
Ah,
for
it's gonna be
Sex and the
crazy.
Solo Girl.
I'm here
Okay,
for
so
this.
let's briefly talk about golden showers. I get this is not one of mine, but when you pee on someone, a lot of people
Yeah,
love it. Mm.
it's well again, I feel like it's one of the more common
Or
kinks or
okay, maybe
fetishes.
not common, but I would say well known. I'm not sure how
Okay,
common
yeah,
it is, but
well known.
definitely
Probably
something that
not. Yeah.
people would.
I don't ever want to be peed on. Again, I think that falls into the degradation. I feel like golden showers falls into degradation of a certain category that I'm not comfortable with, right? I don't want you peeing on me.
Can
Um,
imagine, but I have had a
However,
girlfriend or two who were either into it
oh,
or okay with it.
I
So
had a girlfriend who absolutely loved it. And did me and another partner, take
oh, I
turns in
remember
the
that you
shower one
telling me
time?
about this.
We did. Did she was like, not the face though, because she had a face of makeup on and we were going out later. She's like, just not the face. It was
Yeah,
great. But
that's kinky, man.
I've also been paid to pee on men. And
I
I'm like,
remember that as well.
if it fucking turns you on, dude, whatever. Like I'm not gonna kink shame you. Like I might not understand why, but if you enjoy it, then let's go. Like I'm here for this. Let's have the best fucking time of our lives.
Someone wanted to watch me pee once, and
That's also
yeah,
common.
and
And
I did. I didn't love it, but again, I'm a definitely try a lot of things once
I
gal,
think,
and I was like,
yeah,
okay, and
yeah.
it just wasn't fun. I don't like pee on my feet, and oh, and it was
Oh,
outdoors too, and
okay,
so
yeah. I think there's a lot of again that's that mental state around it, right? And like you've been taught as a child you don't you don't pee on people, you don't use a bathroom. There's all these like conditionings that sometimes like, and I think that's what my barrier is. Because I also get stage fright when I have to go pee on a dude. I'm like,
I love
doo,
it.
doo,
I'm loving this.
doo.
And that's kind of hot too. Maybe doing something new for someone's birthday.
Oh, and
Ooh,
again,
I'm
it's this
getting ideas.
you talk into that like wheel of consent thing, right? About it might not necessarily be something that you're into, but you're willing to do it for someone else because you and they enjoy it.
Yeah,
And it's within your
to for a
realm of
certain
like,
extent.
yeah, and it's within your realm of like, okay, I can do this. I just goes. I feel like like kinks. You could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on and
There
on and on
are
and on
a
about.
lot. Okay,
There,
but let me share just a couple that I thought were not humorous because we're not here to shame,
yeah,
but that I was surprised
interesting,
about. Yeah,
interesting.
so recently named the 2024 Fetish of the Year by Clips for Sale, a macrophilia fetish. So, Jess, have you read this already? Have you
This is
heard
what
before of
No,
macrophilia?
this is what I was reading earlier when you were like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like,
Are
"I've
you
never heard
okay?
of this one before."
Okay, it's the fetish of the year according to this website. A macrophilia fetish involves quote unquote sexual fantasies related to giant persons, whether male being the giant or female being the giant test. These fantasies involve being crushed or consumed by the giant test or the giant, aka the vor.
Okay, So I have two questions. Well, one question really. Are we talking when we say giant, are we talking like tall or are we talking
Like
large?
large. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, this is big. I'm now on the article, which I again will link to. It's on Cosmo. Apparently, there's hundreds of millions of videos on TikTok with the hashtag giantess and giant woman. You'll see these videos mostly consist of women and femmes using camera angles to seem enormous. Yeah, I personally haven't heard of
didn't.
this, but according to the platform, Giantess was the site's #1 most searched fetish globally this year and the third highest earning category. Again, going back to things that aren't necessarily sexual, it says this Cosmo article. While the content varies, the ones that hit the hardest tend to showcase women stepping on the camera. Is it a sex thing? Not explicitly, perhaps, but definitely has a suggestive feel.
Yeah, I guess it's like making someone feel small. So there is that in kink anyway, right? Like, uh, um, so it makes sense.
Or
Whereas,
just
like,
getting off
if you're
on,
filming from below, like, and looking like someone's stepping on you, like you're worthless.
okay.
Because, like, there is like, again, so many things. Like, if you're a slave or a submissive, and you're like, just use me as a doormat. Like that could be a thing. Like, I can understand why it would become a thing. Does it fall into my realm of something I want to try? Like, no.
I just thought I wanted to mention it because it was rated so high. So those
I've
are a
never
bunch
heard
of
of it.
kinks. I hadn't
Crazy.
either.
Crazy.
But I now okay. Is anybody into macrophilia? Hit me up. All right.
I
So
would love
we
to know.
mentioned yes. So we mentioned a lot of kinks. We've had a lot of fun. Let's just talk about if this turns someone on or if they haven't really been kinky in their life. How do
Mhm.
you get started? How do you incorporate this maybe as a single person or as a couple? Let's definitely leave my listeners with some practical
Cool.
tips as far as incorporating some of these. I mean,
Yeah.
some of this may totally resonate intellectually with you, but
Mhm.
where do you get started if maybe you're used to
Yeah.
vanilla sex? Let's do it.
Um, I guess you can start with the internet. Um,
And maybe seeing how it plays out and getting more ideas. Is that what
yeah,
you're
like
saying?
Googling ideas, asking ChatGPT, the AI, from what I've been watching and listening to, it's scary.
Okay.
Um, Terrifying. But and like a knowledge is widespread now, and like there's a side note. There is a website you can go now and have spicy chats with these AI bots that have been
Yeah.
designed and programmed. And I'm like, I tried it the other day and I was like, this is fucking hot, man. For someone who's oral, but also like if you like reading, audio like erotica, fucking it puts you in there. If you're looking to get into it, the best thing to do is go. I feel like FetLife is a good place to go.
But I
FetLife is,
think if you've never really done any of this, that could be a
I know.
little confronting.
Well, the reason I say go on there is not so much to like dive deep in, but they have an event section.
Okay, cool.
And I would look at go to the event section of your area and look for a munch or a meetup. So a
Okay.
munch is basically a meetup in a vanilla space, right? So that could be a bar or a pub or a cafe, and people aren't being kinky, but you're there to meet people who are in that lifestyle and to talk to them and get to know them. That's how I've met a bunch of lovely humans, as I go to these things regularly in my area. And it's a safe way to get in and to talk to people, right? And to ask questions and maybe find out more. If you're wanting to try things, again, it's sort of slowly. Do it slowly. If you're by yourself, so if you're a couple wanting to try these things, Google it. Have a look. Have a look at spanking. Say that's what you're interested in. Like there's so many things you could be interested in. If you're going to do rope, like a lot of these things, you have to be aware that they come with a risk.
And you
So
learn them really.
take
I mean,
it
a lot, maybe
slow.
all of the tires of the ropies or the ropers or the shibari men that I've worked with have taken classes and done training.
Yes.
I mean, which is
Oh, no, you
widely
should.
available.
100%.
There are classes, there are videos.
Classes,
Depending on what the
videos.
kink is, you would need to get more training or experience.
Yes, yes. Go and seek out a professional, right? I don't know how it works in the States because I'm not sure of your laws and stuff.
They're very
But
different. I would be having
yeah,
a completely
they're
different lifestyle
very,
right now if some of this stuff was legal,
yes,
trust
they're
me.
very different. It's like where I am in New Zealand, like sex work is legal. Okay. And so
Yeah.
professional dominatrixes are a profession, and like reaching out to them and going and paying them for a session
Yeah, that's beautiful.
can
Yeah,
also
that's a
be a
good
great
tip.
start, right? Like if
That
you're a single or a couple, because a lot of these dominatrixes will teach, like will have like a session with both of you together and sort of like give you like a how to do it. But in the States and in Melbourne and like other parts of the world that are bigger, they will have parties that are specific to.
Yeah.
Or we have like we call it an AGM, which is the Auckland General Munch, which we have once a month here in New Zealand. And it's done in like a round table thing. So we have a topic each month. People can put in anonymous questions. We have like a box and people just write questions and put it into the box. And then we sit round table, we pull out whoever's facilitating, pulls out the questions, asks them. And it's not like we, the facilitators, answer all the questions, but we get like hands up and people. So it's like information from the entire community and people's, yeah, I love that.
What is this called? Because that is fucking cool. I, as you know, am not involved in the community here.
Yeah.
What is this called? Because if I was
So
going to start with anything, it would be something
That's
like
what
that.
I would recommend. And I love that we have one here. A lot of our other munches are just like catch-ups at a pub or something. That one's the only one I know that I love. That is like
Okay, so just a different
informational like
type
that.
of munch.
Yeah, but it's like
Okay.
look for ones that are like they've got a topic each month that they talk to. You can ask questions anonymously as well, which I love.
Because it's in the box. Yeah,
Because
that's
it's in the box and you don't know who writes that. In terms of joining FetLife, what I tell people is do make a profile. Like don't just have the question mark. Make it be a minimum so people aren't like, who is this weird? Like who is this person?
A lot of people will look right past or be very suspicious of people without a profile.
So like
as
actually
you should.
even if you don't use it regularly, having the profile there
Doing it.
properly that has a couple of photos and to the penis owning humans, not just your penis.
Thank you.
You'd be surprised.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, we could do a Fat Life episode. I have a couple. We already mentioned this, and Jess, I would love you to suggest some. Reddit is awesome. I used to be, I had a partner in Melbourne who was on like a Reddit Shibari board, and they were sharing some really cool stuff. So maybe if you know of one, is Reddit, but they don't share photos on Reddit.
You can share photos on Reddit. I just don't use Reddit all that often. Like it's something I need to jump on.
But I don't know where else to get certain photos.
Oh.
And then another way that if you're with a partner that you might start exploring some of these things. I really like role play and dirty talk as far as talking these things through. And you know what? You might not execute them. You might not start with blood play, which we should talk about.
Don't start with blood play. No.
Okay. Or you might not start with cuckolding, but you might talk about it and get really turned on and maybe leave it at that, or maybe get so comfortable with the idea that you do explore it. Yeah. But but also one of my kinks is dirty talk, but that could be a way I feel to.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's also, and I should mention this because it's what I do for a living. Kink,
again, you are my hero.
Right? There are coaches. Just like you are a coach for relationships, I am a coach for kink and non-monogamy and sex. There are kink coaches. You can find them on TikTok. You can find them online. You just Google it. Like I've been doing a lot of research because that's what I do, right? That's who I am. I'm a sex, kink, and poly or non-monogamous coach. So there are people that have that and can help you and have the resources to help you get into the community. I don't want to call it a community, the scene. You might not want to do it outside of your bedroom. You might not want to go to parties, but there are people who can help you.
Jessie does, and I don't. But I still want to get as kinky as I can. So there's two different ways of doing this.
There's many ways of doing it, right? Like you could do. I do both. I go to
two.
I go to like I go to parties nowadays. It's mostly to socialize. So I've actually slowed down on going to parties because why am I paying money for something when I can go talk to people outside of parties?
I socialize so much. I just don't see how I would get the energy or the time.
No, but then like I have met so many people, and because I've been around in the kink sort of like scene for over 10 years now, I know a lot of people, and I know I'm a very good networker, and I know how to connect. And that's why I do what I do, because I'd love to be able to connect people who are interested in getting to know other people.
You're amazing.
Who are the right
so
person.
Glad I met you.
Oh,
We're not going to get
I'm so glad
much.
to meet you.
We won't get so much into this, but Jess and I had a meet cute, which is we were in the same coaching school, and she started talking about wanting to be a coach for alternative lifestyles, is how you put it. And I think I might have messaged you like that night, because I was just immediately like, I want to be this girl's friend. And now we became really close. Yeah. So Jess, I know that there's certain things that are really important to you. Just quickly talk about don't yuck someone's yum, because this happens.
Again, don't yuck someone's yum, right? I've just found out, like one of my friends just told me that they've just found out that they're interested in, they like sniffing armpits. Not being aware is totally fine, right? You're allowed to not be aware of these things. Like,
or shocked,
everyone's
or
learning all the time. You're allowed to be shocked and curious. It's just being like, ooh, don't actively ooh something, because you don't know who you're going to hurt or upset because they're into it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and also to each their own. We're talking about primal feelings that we are programmed to feel, and we're meant to get turned on. We are meant to be sexual. We are meant to have various types of intimacy with ourselves and others.
And if that's being pissed on, or like, or being tied up, like, you know, some people don't like rope bondage purely because they just don't see they don't get the enjoyment out of it. So you just don't yuck someone else's yum. Be really respectful of that.
If there's two people who are consenting to a certain practice, age play being the perfect example, there's really nothing wrong with it. I mean, I have thought about this so many times. And if it's two consenting adults, are there really examples of things that could be wrong? And no,
like, as long as the parties are consenting, and that's, I think, when you're doing public play, there's some stuff that maybe you shouldn't, purely because you have to have the consent of everybody. Like,
that's a good point.
So I went to a play party called The Auction, right? Okay. And this, and it's one of our biggest parties that happens like once a year, maybe twice a year. And basically you get to put yourself up for auction for whatever you want. Like, and it's not real money, so it's not illegal. We're not trading actual money for people. It's just a good time. But this one person wanted to be sold to someone. However, she didn't want to know who. It was insane. Like, this woman was like, I just want to be used. I don't want to know at all. And to this day, and she's even written on her profile now so that people don't ask her, because there was a huge thing around consent, right? So before this auction happened, they had a huge conversation with everybody in the room and was like, are you consenting to that? People have to consent to this, right? As a whole space, everyone is consenting to not telling her.
Oh, interesting.
Ever. She doesn't want to ever know.
And blindfolded gangbangs even are
a thing, right? Thing. So consent, communication, and boundaries are the big three that I love. As long as you're within those realms, very rarely can you go wrong, except for safety. But that's,
and don't judge. Do not, like my boyfriend. Like my boyfriend says, we will not kink shame ever, but we will kink ask questions.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
As long as it's non-judgmental, let's just ask, like, oh, okay, I didn't realize, like, or do you really need to know? Like, do you need to ask those people?
And that's actually really an interesting point, because just because someone does something that is unfamiliar to you does not necessarily mean that they are there to educate you.
No, and 100%. And that's what I want to be aware of, because that happened with, like, when non-binary and stuff started to become really big. People would just go and ask them, and it's like, well, they're not here to do the mental load for you. There is a book called Intro to Kink, I think. Have got a lot of different interviews with a lot of different big players in different areas. So like rope, CNC, which is consensual non-consent. We'll get into that another time. Like, she's gone and interviewed a whole bunch of different people, or they've written their own story or chapter on each of like the thing that they are,
Love it. Intro to kink.
quote unquote,
Okay.
a pro in.
Hey, listeners, I just wanted to interject because this definitely sounds like a great resource. The name of the book is actually Ultimate Guide to Kink, BDSM, Roleplay, and the Erotic Edge. And yes, Kristen Tarimino, and it looks awesome. So I will link to it in the show notes. And yeah, go out and get it and have a little fun. Now let's get back to the episode.
Thank you, Jess.
No worries. Thank you.
I mean, I am so energized right now for so many reasons.
This is a topic I could speak to for ages.
Everyone, it's 2025 and this show is going for gold as far as, some of the spicy stuff. But I also want to say I'm going to go deeper into secure attachment, more of my goals and dreams with sex and the solo girl. So thank you to everyone who's come over. Thank you to my amazing guest co-hosts. I am so lucky to have so many cool friends in my network. And Jess, thank you for being such a good friend. Thank you. Not everyone wants to be public about this. And I am thankful that you do and that you are and that we can do content around this.
I'm happy to.
I appreciate that. And also I appreciate your time. I'm going to edit this down, but everyone, we've been talking for an hour and a half.
I know, an hour and a half. I was like, oh, I could keep going, but how deep do you want to delve into things?
Yeah, everyone get in touch. What interests you the most? What are you going to try out? And you know what? What would you like us to cover on sex and the solo girl? I am so excited when I get messages from people who give suggestions because I don't know. I mean, I'm in my own space and I know what interests me, but I don't know what interests everyone else. So yes, please enjoy the show and I'll see you next week. Get kinky.
Thank you for listening to Sex and the Solo Girl with Janice Formichella, the podcast for those who want to add more flavor to their relationships with themselves and others. If you liked today's episode, make sure to head over to Instagram and let her know. See you next week.